Hi, good day. We're going to do lesson plan number 4, grade 7, term 2. The topic is simplest form. It links to worksheet number 32 in the DBE workbook. And here you got your CAPS link. There you got your dictionary. Again, is go through a dictionary, pause here, write it down, discuss it, and make sure that you understand the terminology that we're going to use. So now it's time then to do the mental mathematics. So you're going to pause your activity and the learner is going to give you the oral answers, or they're going to write it down. Welcome back. So we're going to reveal the answers. You're going to pause the activity again and you can mark it. Well done. So we're going to talk about the simplest form again. Already in the previous lesson, we started to talk about it and we used it in some of our activities. Again, is we added the fraction board here. Please use it to make sure you understand what equivalent fractions is, but also in the simplest form. So if I, for instance, go down here and I got 6/12s, if I want to write it in the simplest form, I'm going straight to the top and it's equal to 1/2. But the question is, how did I get there? Because 6/12s, I can just say divide each by 3. And then if I divide the 6 by 3, I've got 2, and I got the 12 divided by 3, I've got 4, then I got 2/4. So that's also an equivalent fraction, but it's still not in the simplest form. So the simplest form, let's quickly look here. So what we have here is examples of 1/2 is 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, 5/10, 6/12 in its simplest form. So I want you now to pause here, and I'm going to do this so you can you still have the view of the board. Yes. So what I want you to do here is I want you to find the simplest form of these fractions on the board. So let's quickly see. So how do we calculate it without the board? So we can also do it as follows. So 4/6, what we're going to do is I can divide the 6 by 2 and I divide the 4 by 2. And that gives me then 2/3. So it's in the simplest form. But what can happen is maybe it's difficult sometimes to get it in the simplest form. So what we're going to revise is what the highest common factor means. So what we looked at in the previous activity, let's quickly see at the bottom, 4/6. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at the 4 and we're going to look at the 6. So we're going to write down the factors for it. So the factors is everything that can divide into that 4. So 4 divided by 1 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So the 6, what's all the factors? All the things that will go into 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 6. Now I look at the both and I see which number repeats, and that's the 2. So that is the highest common factor. So when we want to write our fractions in the simplest form, we want to first find the highest common factor. So what I want you to do is I want you to do then activity 1. And what you're going to do is you're first going to write down for me the highest common factors for each, and you can see it's 4 and 12. So what is the fraction then? It's 4/12. So 4/12, after you find the highest common fraction, you can write it in the simplest form. Then you can go to question number 2 and you can complete that. We already explained this example. And then the question is, why do you think we need to know how to simplify fractions? Pause here and answer the question. So I want you now to solve the problem. It's one you really need to sit, and it's a bit challenging, but as soon as you have get the hang of it, you will find the simplest form. Okay, then what we do is again extra activities, extra MISA activities, or questions that came out of previous exam papers or tests. Complete these. Please don't skip them. They really help you to think and to understand mathematics. Then you go into consolidation. If you got both yeses, you carry on with the next lesson. If you got a no, you revisit, revise certain questions, or you contact us at SATeacher.